Let's jump into it. Let's kick things off with the Big Ten. I was going to pass this to Jacob. Where you at, buddy? You're good, brother. But, hey, we do got another Big Ten fan here in the studio. Tyler, Penn State, your conference, your team. How you feeling? How we feeling about Penn State? How we feeling about the Big Ten? Who's walking away with the Big Ten title? What's going on? What's popping?
Well, the clear answer is obviously Penn State.
All right, yeah, so wrap it up.
Because James Franklin can't win the big game, so he might as well just win the whole big,
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Just win the whole big.
Yeah, the whole thing. Got it.
And since Jacob's here, my prediction for Ohio State, 0-12.
Oh, so, I love it. I love it. 0-12, Buckeyes, lock it in.
He should have showed up. They would have been 1-11 with the Penn State.
Yeah, he would have got one out of you. He got one. So, I mean, that's not bad. Okay.
I mean, Drew's coming back. He's getting his running backs back, which is solid.
Fair.
Losing his tight end. But you gain a lot more better receivers. So, hey,
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's ride.
No, I mean, that is the one plus with Penn State is that you guys have so much returning talent.
Yep.
And that's how I feel about some other teams with other conferences is that I look at the returning talent of these teams and other conferences, and, that's how it's like, man, that's just really promising season, and that's how I feel with Penn State right now. Because I feel the same way for me. I got Penn State winning the Big Ten with an 11-1 record. The only loss is to Ohio State, but I've got Ohio State dropping a couple games, honestly. Yep. Jacob was not too pleased to hear that when I kind of spoiled it for him, but I did have 3 losses chalked up for Ohio State. I will say, when I say 3 losses, one of them is a shot in the dark, random Russian roulette, random game in the season they'll get upset on. The other 2 are kind of okay, yeah, these kind of make sense. You know what I mean? Ricky, what about you? Where are you feeling on the Big Ten? Who's going to win the Big Ten this year?
So I actually have a 3-way tie for the Big Ten this year, and I think a lot of it has to deal with the fact is that you have some very, very interesting storylines that are going to go through this year. Yes, Penn State's having a lot of talent return. Penn State, this could be outright Penn State season to finally get over that hump. Sure. But as you and I both know, we do have it is James Franklin. As much as I love James Franklin, I think he's one of the greatest coaches in college. It just does seem like some of the big ones he cannot win. And I do have them losing to Ohio State. That is the one loss that I do have them losing. I have Ohio State also going 11-1, even though on their schedule I could see a potential 3 losses. Yeah. One being to Texas. But I have them beating Texas. I don't think Texas offensively is going to be ready for that defense, because if you look at the returning lineup for Ohio State, the core of their defense is coming back, and they're going to be really, really good. That's going to be their bread and butter. They're going to have to break in a new quarterback, which they're usually already breaking a new quarterback. Gentlemen, the 3rd-way tie is going to be Illinois. Illinois has the 2nd most production coming back in the entire NCAA. They have the most production coming back from the Big Ten, and a majority of those players are their core players that they need to really run the table again. The only head-scratcher that I have with Illinois is Brett Bielema, because a lot of the time, because if I go back to Brett Bielema in the SEC, the times he had this talent, he didn't do anything with them. And so that is the big head scratcher. When I look at Illinois' schedule, though, gentlemen, Illinois has a very, very easy schedule, I would say, up until USC, because USC is going to be pretty tough, because they're all, even though it's a home game, it's going to be pretty tough. I actually have Illinois beating Ohio State, because I do believe that offensive production they have coming back is going to be able to find a way to beat Ohio State at home. The only loss I do have is Illinois on the road against Wisconsin toward the end of the season. Like I said before, I think after Ohio State, with the exception of Wisconsin, they have a pretty good coastal way. But I will say this much. Don't sleep on Rutgers, because Rutgers is going to be very good this year. I think you're going to see
told you that earlier.
From this year, I think you're going to see them have a productive year, sort of to what we saw with Vanderbilt last year. But I think Rutgers' offense is going to be way better than Vanderbilt's offense was last year. So that is who I have. I have a 3-way tie between Illinois, Ohio State, and Penn State.
So I'm glad you shout out Illinois, because that was one of the teams that I was going to shout out if everyone hammered the same teams. And I've been telling Tyler about it for days, that I've been so high on this Illinois team and what Big Bert Billy is bringing to the table. I like what he's bringing to the table. He had the boys rolling last year. He has 16 starters returning. He has his entire offensive line returning. Wide receiver could be an issue, especially losing Pat Bryant.
19.
But Oh, 19 starters. All right, I was off by a little bit. But, I mean, we got a lot of starters returning. I think there's 2 potential losses with Ohio State and Wisconsin, but I can also see those coming out on dubs. Illinois is 1,000% a team you need to watch for in the Big Ten that could make some serious noise. I think Michigan could also make some noise. They got hot at the end of the season last year, even after a rough start. So that is a team that could also have some work rolling with them. They got 3 offensive line starters back, good running back duo. And honestly, same thing with Oregon, man. Oregon is one that can still, ready to get out there and do it. But I like Penn State, I like Illinois, and honestly, I like Michigan. Those are the 3 that I like the most over in the Big Ten.
So I have a hot take about Oregon. I don't even have Oregon making a bowl game this year.
Really? Oh, that is a hot take, brother.
Yep, I don't have them making a bowl game this year.
Wow. Okay. All right. That is a hot take right there.
Is COVID 2.0 going to happen?
Yeah. All right. We need to make note of that one. Jacob, if you're listening to the show, put it on the board. Ricky doesn't have Oregon making a bowl game. Let's put it on the board.